Today, we're going to try and tackle one of the most complex ideas in all of theology, but we're going to do it using a blueprint from a brilliant 8th century thinker, John of Damascus. So, how can something be perfectly united, but not confused together? And how can it be divided, but never actually separated? That is the central paradox, the puzzle that John of Damascus sets out to solve. To really get our heads around his explanation, we're going to follow his logic step by step. We'll start with the very foundation he lays and see exactly how he builds this incredible, paradoxical structure from the ground up. So, first things first, John starts with a really fundamental point, one he gets from just looking at the order of the universe itself. John basically looks at the world and sees total opposites, fire and water, air and earth, somehow working together in harmony. And he asks a really simple question. If there were a bunch of competing gods or rulers, wouldn't the universe just fall apart into chaos? For him, the only answer that makes any sense is that a single, all-powerful creator must be holding it all together. Okay, so if the starting point is just one God, where does the Trinity even come from? Well, this is where John adds the next two crucial pieces to the puzzle, the Word and the Spirit. John argues that this one God is not silent, he's not without a logos or a word. But he draws this really sharp contrast. Our human word, as you can see, is temporary. It's just sound that dissipates into the air. The divine word, on the other hand, is eternal and alive. It's a distinct person that is, and this is crucial, begotten from the Father, not just created out of nothing. And right alongside that eternal word, there's always its spirit. Again, the contrast with our own experience is key. Our breath is just inhaled air. It's something foreign to our actual being. But the divine spirit is a co-eternal, life-giving power, a distinct divine person who exists with and, in a sense, completes the Word. Okay, so let's recap. We've got one God, but we've also got a Father, a Word, and a Spirit. How does that work? This is where John of Damascus gets super precise with his language, introducing two key Greek terms that are absolutely central to this whole structure. First up, you've got ousia. That's the word for essence or nature. This is the what of God. It's the one, indivisible godness that all three share, completely and totally. And then you have hypostasis. This is all about who God is. It refers to the three distinct ways that single divine essence actually exists as the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So, think about it like this. You have just one divine essence, but three distinct persons existing within that one essence. And right there, that's the heart of the mystery, isn't it? How can one thing also be three things? This is the great paradox. And, John of Damascus just nails this whole mystery down with one incredible phrase. What he's saying is they are perfectly one in their shared divine nature, but they're not all mushed together into one single indistinguishable being. And at the same exact time, they are totally distinct as persons, but you can never, ever pull them apart. They exist in this perfect, inseparable unity. So you might be asking, if they all share the exact same godness, what makes them different at all? Well, for John, it all comes down to their relationships with one another. The Father is the source, the uncaused cause. The Son is eternally begotten from the Father, and the Holy Spirit eternally proceeds from the Father. It's these unique properties, not some division in their divine nature, that make them distinct persons. And finally, to really anchor all of this, John points to something really practical, a foundational instruction that you've probably heard before. He goes right to Christ's command to the apostles. And you have to notice the specific language, baptizing them in the name. Did you catch that? Not names, plural, name, singular. For John, this was like the aha moment. That one name points to the one shared essence, while the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are the three distinct persons who share it. So you see, this isn't just some dusty, abstract philosophy. For John of Damascus, this is a living, revealed truth right at the heart of Christian practice. It's the blueprint that unites all this complex theology with the very act of becoming a Christian. And it's just incredible, isn't it? This really intricate, mind-bending explanation for what seems like a total logical impossibility becomes a cornerstone of faith for billions of people. It's a powerful reminder of how an idea laid out so carefully more than 1,000 years ago can still resonate and define our world in the most profound ways.